Dear viewers, Namaskar. Welcome to this edition of the News Bulletin. In the headlines today, 863rd session of mass contact exercise held. Team SMS2 emerges champions of 12th Ispat Synergy Cricket Championship 2022 of SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant.
Let hospitality be the hallmark of our hospital, exhorts Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, DIC RSP to doctors of IGH. State-of-art Command Control Center inaugurated at SAIL RSP.
Contract workers awarded under Instant Recognition Scheme at Mechanical Shop of SAIL RSP. Grand welcome accorded to the new President at Deepika Mahila Sangati.
Quarterly meet of Official Language Implementation Committee OLIC held at SAIL RSP. Safety Convergence Workshop on Safe Handling of Toxic Gases in Industry organized at SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant.
CPP3 of SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant sets records in single-day power generation on 2 consecutive days. Program organized at SAIL RSP under Iconic Week observance to mark as
winners of NCQC 2021 felicitated at SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant. Award function held at Personnel Department of SAIL RSP.
ACHI-POT kit controller developed in-house by the employees of Power Distribution Department of RSP. Long service awards presented at different departments of SAIL RSP.
And now the news in detail. The 863rd session of the mass contact exercise was organized at Gopabandhu Auditorium of SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant on 18th March 2022. Mr. A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, chaired the session. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, and Mr. A.K. Pradhan, ED Projects, were also present on the dais. More than 300 employees and executives of different departments attended the program. Mr. Kundu in his address highlighted the roadmap of the plant to move ahead as per the National Steel Policy and Vision 2030 of SAIL and said by 2030 RSP aims to enhance its production capacity to 9 million tons. He stressed upon the need to introspect and make necessary improvements in every aspect for achieving the target. Setting profitability as our motto, we must sustain our position as best integrated steel plant, he further added, and wished a happy, colourful, joyful and safe Holi to all the employees and their family members. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Suryavanshi called upon the participants to adhere to the safety protocol, whether it at workplace, at home or while going on road, to make RSP completely accident-free. He urged all to stick to the vehicle speed limit directive of 20 km per hour inside the plant. He also stressed upon the need of quality and cost consciousness, which hold the key to profitability. Mr. Pradhan in his address elaborated upon the upcoming units of RSP and said it will further boost the financial growth of the plant and it will also set an example for other plants. Earlier, a film comprising company information and plant performance of RSP in the current fiscal, target and laurels and achievements and new facilities in the township made by Public Relations Department was screened in the meeting. Later, action taken report of the last mass contact exercise was also screened. During the interaction session, employees gave suggestions pertaining to production, productivity, maintenance, township and safety issues. The session ended with the employees and the senior officers taking a pledge to make RSP the best in every respect. Ms. Samita Mishra, Senior Instructor HRDC, coordinated the program. The Steel Melting Shop 2 SMS2 team emerged champions in the 12th Ispat Synergy Cricket Championship 2022, an employee engagement initiative of Raurkela Steel Plant RSP. The SMS2 team beat the electrical team by 10 runs in a nail-biting final match played on 17th March at Ispat Stadium, Sector 6. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge RSP, was the chief guest at the closing ceremony of the event and handed over the trophies to the winner and runners-up teams. Mr. A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. A.K. Pradhan, ED Projects, Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED PNA, Mr. A.K. Behuria, CGM in charge FNA, and many other officers and employees of RSP were present on the occasion. Congratulating the winner as well as all the participating teams for showcasing best sportsmanship and team spirit, Mr. Bhaumik said, "We steel men lay a lot of importance on teamwork and rely on it for our success on the shop floor. Outside, we can draw a parallel for this in cricket, which essentially symbolizes team spirit. Therefore, it is very important to play as a team and have unity of purpose. This strategy will eventually lead to victory and success." Batting first, the team SMS2 scored 105 for the loss of 3 wickets in stipulated 12 overs, while the team Electrical managed to score 95 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in reply. Shankar Swine of SMS2 was adjudged the man of the match. The dignitaries also awarded the match officials man of the match of all 18 matches, best batsman, best bowler and individual prizes to the members of winning and the runners-up team. GC Rana of team New Plate Mill bagged the best batsman award, while Ramakant Das of team Electrical got the best bowler award. Mr. Ajay Kumar Nayak, CGM, TA and CSR delivered the welcome address, while Mr. B.K. Raut, GM in charge PHS and SW, proposed a formal vote of thanks. The mega annual event concluded with the lowering of the sports flag and declaration of the closure of the championship by the DIC. Mr. Anil Malik of CRM and Mr. Chayakant Tripathi of SMS2 were the masters of ceremony.
Let hospitality be the hallmark of our hospital, exhorts Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in charge, Raurkela Steel Plant RSP, to the doctors of Ispat General Hospital IGH in an interaction session held at the DIC Conference Hall, Manthan. Mr. P.K. Satpathy, ED P&A, Mr. B.K. Hota, CMO in charge, Dr. N.P. Sahu, CMO, Dr. L. Biswal, CMO, heads of different departments of IGH and senior doctors were present on the occasion. At the outset, the director in charge praised the dedicated and selfless service extended by the doctors, nurses, paramedics and all other employees of the Medical and Health Services Department of RSP during the 3 waves of COVID-19 pandemic. He also said that being one of the largest hospitals of the region, IGH not only caters to its employees and entitled persons, but also to the people of Sundargarh district and adjacent states. It is our responsibility to extend the best possible health care facilities to the people who are coming to us at the time of need with lot of expectation, he said. The DIC also emphasized that along with the medical facilities, equal importance should be given to the hygiene, housekeeping and extending a cordial environment to the patients. The functions of each department and various other issues pertaining to the healthcare services were discussed threadbare in the meeting. While assuring all possible support for upgradation of the equipments and facilities in the hospital, Mr. Bhaumik said that it is, however, the ultimate responsibility of the IGH collective to further enhance the quality of service of the hospital. A state-of-art command control center for CCTV-based surveillance and monitoring of 10-km perimeter wall of SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant was inaugurated by Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works RSP, in the august presence of Mr. Ashok Jalwania, Commandant CISF Unit RSP Raurkela on 16th March 22 in the office complex of DIG CISF. Present on the occasion were other senior officers and personnel of both RSP and CISF. The project encompasses live streaming of visual data at a video wall through 100 numbers of high-resolution CCTVs endowed with night vision capabilities erected at strategic places along the boundary wall. The system software has features for artificial intelligence based intrusion detection through analytics and automatic warning system for rapid response teams, which will enhance quality of surveillance and is expected to substantially curtail unauthorized trespassing or the infringement. The network has been subdivided into 3 different zones with additional control rooms at control room at HK gates, control room at New Tarapur gate and control room at Fertilizer gate for improved visual, better coordination and faster response in exigencies. The project was successfully completed as envisaged in spite of the pandemic situation and rugged terrains encountered at many areas during extensive cable laying.
A special award program under Instant Recognition Scheme was organized at the office of CGM Shops of SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant on 10th March 2022. Mr. Ravi Ranjan, CGM Design Shops and RS, presided over the function and presented the awards to 3 contract workers of Messrs. CKEE Engineering Private Limited engaged in mechanical shop. Present on the occasion were Mr. Shekhar Narayan, GM Mechanical Shop and other senior officers of shops, employees, concerned contractor and representatives of the respective agency. It may be noted that the contract workers were awarded for their exemplary contribution in reconditioning of 24 numbers of 350 mm dia roller table roll end housing covers of hot strip mill 2 department. Reconditioning of these housing covers within 8 hours of time saved the downtime of new HSM, which brought about substantial savings for the company. Mr. Ravi Ranjan appreciated the effort and hard work of awardees and encouraged them to put their best efforts in time of need. Mr. Shekhar Narayan urged to continue the good work for overall better performance of the plant. Mr. K.R. Mishra, Senior Manager Mechanical Shop, coordinated the event, while Mr. Narendra Jaina, Assistant Manager Mechanical Shop, proposed vote of thanks. A grand function was organized at the office of Deepika Mahila Sangati, Sector 5 on 15th March 2022 to welcome Mrs. Seema Deb Bhaumik, who has taken over as President of the Sangati, Mrs. Indrani Kundu, Mrs. Harshala Suryavanshi, Dr. Mrs. S. Samal, Mrs. Hiranmay Satpati, all the Vice Presidents of DMS, Ms. Namita Mohapatra, Secretary and other governing body members of DMS were present on the occasion. In her address, the new President thanked all for the warm welcome and sought the cooperation of all for taking the organization to greater heights. The program commenced with the formal lighting of the lamp, followed by welcome song, welcome dance and medley by the members of DMS, marking the Women's Day celebration with the new President. Ms. Namita Mohapatra delivered the welcome address and coordinated the event. It may be noted that Mrs. Seema Deb Bhaumik is a gold medalist in MSc Physics and MPhil in Physics as well as an MBA in HR. She is presently working as Administrative Officer at LIC of India. Notably, Deepika Mahila Sangiti is a leading philanthropic organization of Raurkela working for the cause of the underprivileged people, especially women and children.
The quarterly meet of the Official Language Implementation Committee OLIC of SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant was held at DIC's Conference Hall, Manthan on 15th March 2022. Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, DIC RSP and Chairman of OLIC, presided over the meeting. Mr. A.K. Kundu, ED Mines, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, Mr. A.K. Pradhan, ED Projects, Mr. P.K. Satpati, ED PNA, Dr. B.K. Hota, CMO Medical, several Chief General Managers and Heads of Departments attended the meeting. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Bhaumik reiterated the guidelines of the Raj Bhasha Directorate under Home Ministry, Government of India, and emphasized upon the responsibility of RSP Collective in the implementation of the same. He also expressed the need of use of simplified Hindi in the day-to-day functioning of the organization and encouraged all to meaningfully engage in the promotion of the same through periodical meetings, competitions, softwares, incentives and wider participation. Participating in the interactions, Mr. Kundu advised on compliance of the government guidelines, while Mr. Suryavanshi emphasized on identification of Hindi Adhikari in each department and organization of programs on regular intervals. Mr. A.K. Pradhan stressed on making Raj Bhasha a part of day-to-day working, while Mr. P.K. Satpathy shared his experience of participating in the regional Raj Bhasha conference held at Dibrugarh in December 2021. Other senior officers too shared ideas and suggestions on increasing the use of Raj Bhasha in official communications, use of advanced softwares in this regard. At the outset, Ms. Archana Satpathy, DGM PR and COC and in charge Raj Bhasha delivered the welcome address. Ms. Lolati Toppo, Raj Bhasha Adhikari, presented the status report of the minutes of the earlier meeting and proposed a formal vote of thanks. A one-day division level safety convergence workshop on safe handling of toxic gases in industry was organized at CPTI on 15th March 2022. The program was organized by the Directorate of Factories and Boilers, Government of Odisha, Raurkela Division, in association with SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant, RSP. Mr. Bibhu Prasad, Deputy Director of Factories and Boilers, Raurkela Division, Government of Odisha, was the chief guest on the occasion, while Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works RSP, Mr. Manoj Kumar Mishra, Assistant Director of Factories and Boilers, Government of Odisha, and Mr. Umakant Samantarai, Assistant Director of Factories and Boilers, Government of Odisha, were the guests of honor. The dignitaries lighted the ceremonial lamp to mark the beginning of the workshop. In his inaugural address, Mr. Bibhu Prasad emphasized on the preparedness for gas safety emergencies and urged the industries to take measures such as mock drills and other preparatory activities to effectively meet any real-time eventuality. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi deliberated on the importance of gas safety in view of the increasing number of potential threats and hazards due to toxic gases in the industry. To promote an effective culture of safety, he emphasized on the role of each individual as well as the industries and the government. Mr. Manoj Kumar Mishra, in his address, described on the significance of gas safety in industries, especially in the iron and steel industry, for their sustenance. He stressed on the mission of accomplishing the Vision Zero in the state, which aims for zero fatality in industrial accidents. He thanked RSP for extending all support for organizing the workshop. A gas safety booklet was also released on the occasion. Earlier, Mr. Umakant Samantarai, Assistant Director of Factories and Boilers, Raurkela Division, welcomed the gathering. Mr. Ashim Kumar Behra, Chief General Manager, Safety and Fire, proposed a formal vote of thanks, while Mr. Nilakant Sethi, Assistant Manager, SED, anchored the program. In the technical sessions held later, topics pertaining to use of gas safety gadgets and equipments in steel industry, etc. were discussed. Mr. B.P. Pandey, AGM Energy Management Department, RSP Raurkela, made a presentation on the hazards in handling various toxic gases, while Mr. Amar Bauntra, VP Tata Steel Dhenkanal, spoke about the good practices in gas handling in steel industry.
The Captive Power Plant 3 CPP3 of SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant RSP has set 2 fresh records in average single day power generation on consecutive days. CPP3 had created a new record by producing 48.56 megawatts of electrical power on 12th March 2022. It took less than 24 hours for the record to be broken yet again. Blazing a trail of success on the very next day, that is on 13th March 2022, the unit broke this record to create another new one by generating 49.02 megawatt of power on a single day. Notably, the previous best of the unit was 48.11 megawatt achieved on 3rd February 2021. It is worth mentioning here that the Captive Power Plant 3 consists of steam turbine generators in power blowing station, top recovery turbine generator and back pressure turbine generator. Expressing happiness over the back-to-back records, Mr. Atanu Bhaumik, Director in Charge RSP, has congratulated the collective and urged them to make excellence a habit. Let's continue to excel in every endeavor of ours, he added. It is worth mentioning here that dedicated team of CPP1 led by Mr. B. Sunil Kartha, CGM Par, and Mr. S. L. Das, GM and in charge CPP3 has been making unrelenting efforts to enhance the performance of the unit. The unit registered best monthly performances in this financial year 2021 and 22, including the best February since the inception of CPP3. These outstanding achievements were possible through first-time major overhauling of all 3 turbo blowers of power and blowing station, leading to savings of 12 ton steam per hour per turbo blower, which was efficiently utilized for enhanced power generation in steam turbine generators. Besides, replacement of 20 MVA TRTG generator transformer with 25 MVA transformer, rectification and precision adjustment of control valve spindle of steam turbine generator 2, recommissioning of sulfuric acid dosing system at cooling towers of PBS for control of clarified cooling water chemistry of turbo blowers and steam turbine generators, resulting in enhanced efficiency and reduced maintenance requirements, helped in achieving the enhanced performance. A series of incremental system improvements like arresting steam leakages, optimizing the boiler loadings and thereby their efficiencies, enhancing the vacuum in condensers in STGs and in turbo blowers, enhancing the reliability of major power plant equipment and related auxiliaries, rationalization, optimization and balancing of steam generation in boilers and their effective utilization in turbine generators and turbo blowers were some of the other major initiatives undertaken by the unit. This is a great achievement considering the fact that this record power generation was done in addition to the continuous supply of the required cold blast volume of 3,30,000 Nm³ of air with pressure of 4.10 kg per centimeter square to blast furnace 5 for hot metal production, and by enhancing the reliability of CDCP boilers for facilitating production process in COB6. This feat by CPP3 was facilitated by the support and efforts of EMD Blast Furnaces Department, CDCP Instrumentation Department, Centralized Electrical Departments, etc. PR News Desk spoke to Mr. A.K. Das, Master Technician, Mr. Subhranshu Mishra, Boiler Controller, Mr. Ganesh Nanwar, Manager, Mr. Preetham Kumar Swai, Senior Technician, Mr. Vishnu Vardhan, MTT of CPP3 regarding the success. We bring you the excerpts of the interview.
STG 2 किसी प्रॉब्लम थिला आमे ताको डिस्मेंटलिंग करलो कंट्रोल वाल्व आ तार बेरिंग सबुडा को खोला खोली दिला मेंटेनेंस करागला मेंटेनेंस कला परे आमे कंटीन्यूअस तार भीतर पैरामीटर अछि सबुडी को ऑब्जर्व करछु एवं तार सबुडा का सिस्टम आमे अपडेट करछु एवं तार जहाद्वारा कि आगुरी जोटा व्यवहारटा आपनकर कम रहउथला एबे तार कैपेसिटी होती 18 मेगावाट एबे आमे 17 मेगावाट पर्यंत 17.5 पर्यंत आम चलाऊँ किंतु सब पैरामीटर ए नॉर्मल अच्छी आशा करुँ आम पैरामीटर को जगिकी आई प्रोडक्शन आगे हम STG.
Good morning. VVS have 3 boilers having capacity 100 kPH each. We have a facility of interconnection between CDCP boilers and PBS boilers of steam line, and that facility have been recently connected, and we are utilizing CDCP stream here also. And secondly, carboployer overwhelming that helped us for that our steam consumption of TB have been reduced. That result us to enhancing the generation of power.
From PBS Electrical manager, I am proud to say that we have achieved the day-based generation in CPP3 of 49.02 megawatt, and this has been achieved with the coordination of our whole team and the leadership of our department, Sri Kartha sir and Sundar sir. Our team is trying our best for completing the maintenance on schedule. We have also coordination with the CDCP team also, TRTG and the VPTG also. Whole team is encouraged to achieve the newer heights in future, to achieve the target 50 megawatts also.
My name is Vishnuvardhan. I am a new joinee here in PBS. After coming here, I have seen a lot of improvement in the generation. When I came here, it is almost equal to 34-36 megawatts. Now, because of the leadership of our Kartha sir and SLDA sir and the coordination between our electrical and instrumentation and सब मिलके अभी ये 50 मेगावाट तक चला गया. And PBS is a very great location to work. Here it is like a family environment, and I will try to improve the generation more in future. Thank you.
नमस्ते, मैं प्रीतम कुमार सीनियर टेक्नीशियन CPP1 PBS. और ये तो आप सबके लिए एक अच्छा न्यूज़ है कि हम लोग डे बाई डे अचीवमेंट किए हैं. और जैसे कि आप सब जानते हैं कि हम लोग लगातार 2 दिन से जनरेशन जो हमारा है 49.56 जो अचीवमेंट हुआ है. हम सब लोग का टीम एफर्ट, ये सब टीम एफर्ट है और सब लोग का प्रोत्साहन मिलता है. इसके लिए प्रोत्साहन मिला है हमारा HOD से लेकर हायर मैनेजमेंट, जिस तरह से हम लोग को प्रोत्साहन किया है, इसके वजह से ये जनरेशन मिल पाया है हमको. ये अचीवमेंट हुआ है हमका.
SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant joined the iconic week celebration of Ministry of Labour and Employment to mark Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. A program was organized by the Office of Deputy Chief Labour Commissioner Central, Kendriya Shram Sadan, Nayapalli, Bhubaneswar, in association with Raurkela Steel Plant at Town Engineering Conference Hall on 12th March 2022. The program was held under the leadership of the Regional Labour Commissioner RLC Central, Mr. Santosh Kumar Sethi, and Labour Enforcement Officer LEO Central, Dr. Shishir Kumar Sethi. In his address, Mr. Santosh Kumar Sethi enunciated the relevance of the program and encouraged the participants for free and frank interaction. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. B. Kullu, GM in charge P&A, highlighted the benefits of the program. During the session, Dr. Shishir Kumar Sethi made a brief presentation on various labour laws and emphasized on the rights and benefits of the contract workers. It included various labour laws like Payment of Wages Act, Minimum Wages Act, PF, ESI, Maternity Benefit Act, CLRA Act, etc., the roles and duties of principal employers and the contractors as per the CLRA Act, and emphasized on obligations of the principal employers and the contractors with respect to labour laws. The presentation was followed by an interaction session wherein the participants actively took part. Sessions were held in 2 phases to accommodate larger numbers of persons. In all, 135 contract workers participated in the program in 2 groups. At the outset, Mr. C.G. Ramalingam, GM, PLC, LC and Projects, and Dr. P.K. Sahu, GM, PLIR and rules welcomed the gathering in 2 different sessions. The program was compared by Ms. Sangeeta Maria Sindur, Manager PL Projects, and coordinated by Mr. Avinash, Senior Manager PL CLC, with the support of CLC Collective and Town Engineering Department.
In a ceremony organized at HRD Center of SAIL, Raurkela Steel Plant on 12th March 2022, winner quality circle teams of National Convention on Quality Concept that was held at Coimbatore earlier were felicitated. Mr. S.R. Suryavanshi, ED Works, and Mr. Naresh Kumar, CGM Services, presented the awards to the quality circle teams. It is worth mentioning here that in all 19 QCs had participated in the competition and all of them had won different awards. 12 teams, namely Parivartan, Blast Furnace, Sankalp, HSM, Urja, EMD, Pioneer, A&I, Nai Udan, SMS2, Samadhan, SMS1, Milan, SMS1, Tejas, NPM, Arjun, RNC Lab, Genius, Genesis, RMHP, Focus and Megamind from Roll Shop have won the Par Excellence Award, which is the highest award. 4 teams got the Excellence Award. They are Abhishkar, Coke Oven, Aradhna, RMHP, Kirtiman and Swabhiman, SP3. The 3 teams that bagged the Distinguished Award were Marammat Shops, Sudhar Refactories and Uday from Oxygen Plant. In addition to this, RSP bagged the Gold Award for highest number of participation. Many CGMs, other officers and employees of the department were present on the occasion. Mr. A.C. Sarkar, CGM Quality, delivered the welcome address, while Mr. Chandan Samal, GM, RCL, proposed a vote of thanks. The event was anchored by Ms. Khushbu Mishra, Manager, RCL. A special award function was held at Personnel Department on 26 February 2022. Mr. Birendra Kullu, GM in charge P&A, presided over the function and handed over the special awards and Karamveer awards to the employees, including executives, for their commendable contribution. Present on the occasion were Mr. Dhirendra Mishra, GM in charge Personnel Works, Mr. Sanjay Mehrotra, GM Personnel, Mr. Sanjay Deo, DGM Personnel, other officers and employees of Personnel, Recruitment and General Sections. The special award was given to Mr. Anil Kumar Chautre, Executive Assistant, Mr. Subhanath Patra, Senior Executive Assistant, Mr. Sahu, Executive Assistant, Mr. Emmanuel Eka, Office Attendant, Ms. Subra Rajeshwari, Assistant Manager Personnel, Recruitment and General. The team was felicitated for successfully managing to complete the pending recruitment of erstwhile RMD, which was additionally assigned to RSP in a record time of 90 days. Karamveer Awards were presented to Mr. Nico Kisan, Senior Executive Assistant, and Mr. Sushanta Kumar Pradhan, Executive Assistant, for the month of November and December 2021 respectively. Mr. Kisan was recognized for efficiently discharging his duties by attending visitors quarterly, coordinating between different stakeholders for various scheduled meetings, and exhibiting good office management and office administration skills. Similarly, Mr. Pradhan was felicitated for maintaining a database for SAIL pension and EFBS and helping employees, ex-employees, that is SAIL pension annuity and refund of corpus NPS related queries EFBS. The program was coordinated by Ms. Subra Rajeshwari, Assistant Manager Personnel.
A team of enterprising employees of power distribution of SAIL Raurkela Steel Plant have successfully developed AC HIPO kit controller system, which has not only enhanced the equipment availability but also has brought about substantial savings for the company. It is worth mentioning here that AC dielectric withstand test, that is HIPOT test, is used to test the condition of insulation of the test objects such as transformer, switchgear, lightning arrestor, bus bar and insulator. It indicates the ability of the insulation to withstand high voltage and over voltage transient. Testing group of Power Distribution Department has a high voltage test kit which was dysfunctional for last 10 years as its controller was faulty and no support from the original manufacturer could be obtained. A team comprising Mr. K. S. Dapat, Mr. S. K. Patnaik, Mr. R. N. Sahu, Mr. Wasim Ansari and Mr. Rabikant Hansda, trainee of testing group of Power Distribution, took up the challenge of reviving the dysfunctional kit under the leadership of Mr. B. J. R. Swine, Manager, PD. A new controller was made ready using enclosure of the defective controller and salvaging different components from other defective unused equipment. All safety and monitoring features available in a modern test kit were provided in the modified set. The controller was rigorously tested and after verification of all safety features, it was accepted for regular site use. In a small function organized at the High Voltage Test Lab of Power Distribution Department on 5th March 2022, Mr. M. K. Mohanty, CGM Electrical, witnessed demonstration of the test set and praised the team for their commendable endeavor. He felicitated the team and encouraged the employees to put in more such efforts in future. Mr. M. K. Bhaskaran, GM in charge PD, and other senior officers and employees were present on the occasion. Long service award functions were held at different departments to felicitate the employees who have successfully completed 25 years of service in the company. In a function organized at Personnel Department on 26 February, Mr. B. Kullu, GM in charge, presented the awards to 2 employees. On 20th February, similar functions were held at Hispa General Hospital and Public Relations Department. Dr. B. K. Hota, CMO in charge Medical, presented the awards to 22 employees of the Medical and Health Services Department. Ms. Archana Satpathy, DG MPR and COC handed over the awards to 2 persons of Public Relations Department. It may be mentioned that 1033 employees, including executives who have completed 25 years of services as on 31st December 2021, will be receiving long service awards this year. The company recognizes their contribution by presenting a certificate of recognition and a stainless steel dinner set as token gift of appreciation. That's all for today's news. Namaskar.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.